your team's ability to play the way it is defensively, to teams down, not even give up chances. How much of that can you attribute to the veteran presence? Because I feel like defensive style hockey is most of these kids come in, they can all score goals. Defense wasn't a huge emphasis for them in high school or wherever they're coming from. That's something that comes with experience, right? Like how much is this veteran presence maybe?
Yeah, huge. With Maggie and Ashton starting us off, then you've got, Taylor Stewart and Nina, and then the younger crew coming along with Baskey, Furman and Henderson back there. I think they're learning from the top four that you can do a little bit of both. You can be offensive, but you're sure going to be defensive first. And I think with the relationships that our players have with our goaltenders, they want to play tough in front of our goalies. Our goalies are well liked, and I think that goes a long way in what you're willing to get in front of for them and how you protect them. And I think our offense has always been focused on defense. And when your starting center is Gabby and the way she plays in the D zone, and then you look at our line mates and the way they play in the D zone, and then it's trickling down. So now Mann and McMahon, our second line center, is a beast in the D zone, and you got Clara and Kraus, and then Kylie on the third line and Rogie. So it's a lot of older people leading the way, but it's also fun to watch how it trickles through the lineup and, how little things at practice are celebrated. And it's not just block shots, it's good stick plays and just little details that we're focusing on. And I think when you see that as a younger player, oh, that's what will get me a pat on the back. Okay, I'm going to go do that too. So yes.
Forward, you're stronger defensively than it's been in the past, and does that help this team be a better shutdown defense and maybe open things up as well for your defensemen? But Maggie and Ashton aren't having to, cover for anyone.
Yeah, I think, most of our forwards have been here before, so it's a similar group, but a more experienced group. And I think when you make it to, national championship games and you reflect on Frozen Four games and you think about the big moments in playoff games or whatever it might be, a lot of it is in the D zone. And I think that helps all of us focus on that area a little bit more. And like Gabby said, if you play good defense, if you back check hard, your D can stay up. You can grab pucks in the neutral zone and attack on transition. If you play defense hard in the D zone, you can block a shot and go, or, it just makes sense. And so maybe that takes a little time to develop, like you said, because a lot of young kids aren't thinking about defense when they come out of high school. But they sure have to when they're here, especially in our league.
You mentioned the postseason, reflect back on that. I think sometimes probably athletes, just like coaches, you remember the goals you gave up more than the goals you scored. And so do you think that has had an influence on how maybe some of your players are playing this year, looking back to Erie and the run they made last year? I think you could even look at some of those wins and go, wow, we won that, we beat the Gophers in Mariucci there because we were playing really good defense.
Yes, I think so. I can't think of I guess the Harvard NCAA game was an offensive outburst, right? But the rest of them are really tight games. And, the goals come off of mistakes. So if we make fewer mistakes, we should win those games. And the mistakes are usually on the defensive side. So it all makes sense. And I think, when we talk about experience at the beginning of the year, it's hard to pinpoint it. But as we go, it's things like that start showing up.
As a group, you and the veteran group, was there a moment more indicative of how much trust they've earned and the dance that they did? What were your thoughts? I mean, obviously, this is a group that's been locked in.
Yeah.
Really cool. To have moments like that, part of the program, what does that mean, I guess, to the culture?
That's who we are. I like our players to have fun. We have fun when we're working hard, and they earn those moments, and they have them at practice, when maybe, we're in between drills or something, they're dancing out there, they're hitting the gritty. And I love that. I think if you're having fun with your teammates and you're having fun playing hockey, you play some of your best hockey. The ability, which is helpful to have experience, to dial it in when you need to and not be too loose at the wrong moments is really important. That was a moment that, you know, it was a long challenge and the right song came on, and I'm glad it was captured. And you can see my face. I didn't want to smile too much, but how can you not? So yeah, that's what we're about, is having fun and doing it together. And, you know, we can turn it on when we need to.
Ultimately, this program is judged on national championships, but to have so many players like Gabby get to 200 points, Emma's within striking distance of the shutout record, if all goes well, Naomi should be the all-time games played leader by the end of the year. What does it mean to have players getting to those individual milestones in the program as well? Not only this year to have their success, but for future years, building the culture, being the top of this program.
Yeah, you know, we're proud. You know, individual awards are just that, they're individual awards, and we're more focused on the team ones. But you know, when you put Gabby in the company that she's in, that Kelly does such a great job of reminding us of the UMD greats, and then the NCAA greats as well. I think, you know, that's what we wanted to do when we came here. You know, like, we want to win national championships. That's why I came to UMD, but we also wanted to bring pride back to the community. And I think some of these awards are really special and they don't happen a lot. And, you know, to have Gabby be a humanitarian and a 200-point scorer, humanitarian finalist, 200-point scorer, is incredible. And I hope our community knows how rare that is. And we got to come out and watch her, because she's only here for a couple more months, you know. So I think it brings pride to the program and hopefully to our community.
Good transition from playing, you know, you have the Midget State, you have St. Thomas, now you have Minnesota. I'm sure it's a different level of intensity out there. So how do you kind of transition from those series?
Yeah, our league is very different, you know, from weekend to weekend, but that's what makes it so hard and so good for us. That's why we become battle tested, because there are mental challenges. You know, when you're playing Wisconsin, then you go to Bemidji, they're different. Their challenges, they're different. And St. Thomas, their challenges, they're different. Minnesota, different. So we have to be ready for all of those. So, you know, the pace is what we practice every single day. And I think we play fast regardless of our opponent. And like Gabby said, we focus on ourselves mostly. So we're getting better at the things that we want to do and the things that we do well. And hopefully that prepares us for whatever opponent we face.
A couple weeks ago, did you guys feel sort of underestimated? I mean, you're out of the spot in Marijuana, just give more into the weekend with that added motivation. You guys talk about that at all, or just the thing today? No.
We don't talk about it. We don't talk about rankings and things like that. Some players pay attention, lots of them don't. And it's really what works for them. For them, I think they just need to play hockey, and, you know, they're excited to play Minnesota. It's always a fun series, but I think we're more focused on our long-term goals and each weekend being a step towards that goal. So this is another, you know, Friday night's a step, Saturday night's a step that we want to take for ourselves, to getting to where we want to be at the end of the year.
Or where's Steve grown the most last time you played with for early November?
Lots of places. I think we're better defensively. I think we're better offensively, figuring out ways to score. A lot of people are putting the puck in the net, and, you know, we never care who it is as long as it's going in. But I think we've done a better job of finding the back of the net for sure. I think we're in better shape. I think we are moving faster and endurance is better. Special teams has been better, especially the penalty kill. I think our confidence is better because we have, you know, the wins to back up what we think and what we say. So everything. And I'm sure if you ask any other team that's on the rise, they say the same thing. And that's how you want to be progressing through the season.
Speaking of special teams, it's two really good power plays this weekend, and obviously we get into games like this, especially with the playoffs, the special team foul becomes even more important. But
Yep.
in a weekend like this, you know, how important is it to not take penalties and to capitalize on these power plays?
Yeah, special teams become bigger and bigger, it feels like, as the season goes on. Especially when you're facing top 10 teams. The margin is so small. And yeah, you know, it's power plays are funny, you know, you want them to get grade A looks. Yes, we'd like them to score, but you want them to get grade A looks. That's how they build their confidence, and hopefully they find the back of the net off of that. It's important to grab momentum from the power play too. So maybe it doesn't happen in those 2 minutes, but what's going on in the shifts right after that. So yes, we want our power play to be clicking, and we want our PK to do what it's been doing, and that's been very strong. We killed off 10 penalties this past weekend, and we spent a lot of time in our zone during those penalty kills. So that's a challenge regardless of the opponent. And we're really proud of that group. So want to continue to play well on the kill. And ideally, yeah, it's not a high penalty type of game, and we can play 5-on-5 and see who's better.
2 weeks ago, we had the icebreaker tournament here, with the Juice here, you played with two really good crowds. I know there's some things going on this weekend to hopefully get more people to win for this series.
Yes. Thank you for your part in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach, what event's going on? We might be using this phone for something.
Okay.
How much more energy, I guess, since when you get more people here and get to play in front of the crowd like you were?
It's huge. It's our 7th player award goes to the crowd when we can get over 2,000 people in the building. It is the extra boost that we need. And I think in women's games in particular, it is felt and appreciated even more because it's rare. So come on out. We need you this weekend. Join Zach's Grandma's Marathon event, right? Is it hosted by Grandma's Marathon? Yes. And do some laps, work on your running, and stay for the hockey.
You and these guys.
Okay.
Yeah, against your, the foes other than, Ohio State, here in Wisconsin, but you have a lot of room, and the power play works better, but you have more room, it's kind of work better. And you spend more time in the offensive zone, you're shooting from 40 to 10. I mean, that's this weekend, they're gonna come out with great intensity because they got a chip on it.
Yep.
How do you keep your team ready for the first shift? Because you could be 2 goals down the first shift now.
Well, they also, who have they played this semester?
Exactly right.
Right? They played Bemidji last weekend, and I don't know what their shots were. They played Merrimack and UNH, I think, the weekend before that. So it's just part of our league where you have, sometimes you're going to have the puck a lot. Sometimes it's going to be 50-50. So I think it's a challenge, right? To say, oh yeah, well, we know what it's going to be like. But I do think our experience does know what it's going to be like. And, we focus on our starts quite a bit and how we want to play. So I've liked our starts this whole semester, and I'm confident they'll be the same. And if it's not great, you still have 58 minutes left to get it done. So it's okay.
So do you expect a more higher tempo game than you've seen for 2 months?
Well, Wisconsin was really fast. So 2 weeks, if that's what you mean, since Wisconsin. But I don't want to, discount the Bemidjis and the St. Thomases either. They present different challenges to us. So I think it'll be a typical Duluth, Minnesota matchup. So it'll be fun and fast.
And so have you made any plans like use their top line?
I can't give you my secrets.
Well, you can say make plans for that.
We focus mostly on us. Our players are very familiar with who is on the other roster, especially with Minnesota. So we will be ready for it.
Couple, days here removed from 200 points. What is it now? 202 she's at her career. I'm wondering, is it kind of a relief to have that behind you now and move on to other bigger goals? Are you still reflecting on the milestone?
I think definitely still reflecting on it. My family's very proud, so I get texts all the time still from my dad or from my mom. So it's definitely still with me. It's unbelievable to get that accomplishment and something I don't think I'll ever just be satisfied and be able to put behind me, but definitely focusing on the next one and keep trying to get better every single day.
The Gophers this weekend, this is a big series. If you're looking where both teams are in the WCHA, they're neck and neck with Ohio State at the top. You guys can start putting some pressure.
Mhm.
There's also pairwise implications of where the two teams are. But what is the kind of focus? Is it just that this is a rivalry, it doesn't matter where these teams are, or is some of that in the back of your mind, the positioning going on right now?
I think it's definitely just another series for us. We're focused more on ourselves, who we are, getting better every single day as a team. And that's what we try to do every series, no matter who we're playing, when the games are, whatever that may be. Definitely just focusing on ourselves and getting better every single game. So reflecting on Sunday and making our Friday game better than our Sunday game was. Taking each game at a time is our main focus.
Where's this team grown the most since November, the first time you saw them?
I honestly don't know. I just, like I said, we focus on us and on ourselves. I see the growth that we've had, and that's what I'm excited for this weekend, is to see us bring more than we did the last time we played them.
Defensively, what has been the key for this team to lock down opponents the way you have for Emma to get shut out milestones by making saves in a game and stuff like that? Defensively, this team's been really, really good, especially at the plate.
Yeah, I think focusing on something we talk about a lot is defense leads to offense. So making defense our pride and taking pride in the D zone will lead to our offensive opportunities. So focusing in on that and making that our number one focus, I think, has definitely led to us having great defense and being able to go into the O zone and create there.
That been key to the locking down games late in the second half here?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something we work on a lot, is different situations throughout practice. Coaches are always putting us in situations that'll happen in games that might not expect to happen, but we always are practicing those things. So I think we're well prepared for when those situations do come.
So you're focusing on yourself, that gets a little dangerous. If you are focusing on yourselves in the first two shifts, you're playing an opponent that's faster than anybody you played this year, with better offense, better scores than anyone you've seen in this 9-game streak.
No, I don't think so. I think our number one opponent is ourselves. When we practice each other, we practice each other hard. So being able to have that experience in practice, I think, prepares us for whatever team we're going to face.
You guys were a little ornery going into break. How good did you feel going into Madison? After the week that you had 2 days and having that little massive break over the holidays.
Yeah, I think it was great for everyone to go home, kind of reset, be able to focus in on things in the weight room over break, and being able to come back. It seemed like we were gone for months and months away from each other. We were so excited to be back in the rink with the group again. So I think it was a good break and made us appreciate our time together a little bit more, being away from each other. So I think that led to us being super excited.
When you guys pulled up from break, did you have to say much? This is such a veteran group that, you knew what went wrong, you knew how to fix it. Did you guys have to say a lot to each other?
I don't think so. I think a couple words were said, but everyone knew. Everyone, as soon as that game was over, was ready to hit break super hard and go home and skate and get better and reflect on the weekend we had and be able to show up ready for Wisconsin when we got back. And when we had our first day back, that showed a lot with our scores and testing numbers and stuff. So I think we took break to our advantage, and it was kind of a good thing what happened with St. Thomas. We went home and got to work and came back even better.
St. Thomas this time around, was there anything new that you guys saw that you liked that you hope to carry into the Gophers this weekend?
Yeah, I think throughout this half of the season, we've been really great with involving our defense in the O zone. Like I said earlier, being able to have defense our number one focus so that we can create in the offensive zone, and having those as our main key focuses throughout the game has been super important, and making sure we always have 5 in motion in the O zone and being able to create and get everyone involved on the ice has been super important. So hopefully we can keep that going.
We always talk about your on ice, I believe, but just off the ice as well. I mean, the locker room being able to look at itself in the mirror after that thing series before break and just lock in after the break. What does that say? How people the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think, like we said, we're a veteran team. We've been through a lot of different situations. We've been through a lot of things on the ice, off the ice as a group. So being able to hold each other accountable, being able to have direct communication with one another and knowing each other's personalities and styles of reflection is super important. So having the opportunity to know that about each other helped a lot. I think that says a lot about our connection and how close we are to one another. So yeah, definitely being an older group helps a lot with that.
You're a finalist again for the county for the hockey humanitarian award. You said before that 200 points, the Patty Gaspar award, and the big individual award. You'd rather have this one. So what did it mean to be a finalist again for that, and why did that award mean so much to you?
I think just reflecting on it and having time to be nominated again is unbelievable. I think for me, it's just getting Sophie's name out there. Being able to have it on this platform is unbelievable and hopefully can bring a lot more awareness to our organization and to mental health. And I think that's what's so special about it for me, is being able to get Sophie Squad's mission out there to everybody, and having it on the stage of the Hockey Humanitarian Award is huge for our organization and getting mental health awareness out there. So just being able to put it out there on that stage is the most important for me.
Maybe play a little bit more facilitator this year than you did last year with the two new line mates. That how great has it been to see Taylor and Ani come along as far as, I mean, you've always been productive players, but it feels like they've kind of shouldered a lot of the goal scoring this year because teams are focusing on you and they've really come through in a lot of these spots.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see. I love when Ani scores because her cellies or her celebrations afterwards are so classic Ani celebrations. I love it every single time. And just to see them having success and being able to grow and see where we've all come from our freshman year to being fifth years now. And I'm playing with two girls I came in with my freshman year and one I came in with from high school. So it's definitely fun to be able to play with them and see our success as a line and as individuals.